Hello, this is my data report, AEP 858, Model 5. I teach in Clearwater, so I teach in the middle school. That's what our information will be based off of, is the middle school results. Who we are. Clearwater is a school that's based 20 miles outside of Wichita. I consider it a bedroom community. There's very few businesses. Most everybody travels in to work into the Wichita or surrounding areas. Throughout the years, I've been there since 2006. We've had approximately 100 students a class. Very few over 110. Lately, we have been dropping in numbers. I think this last year's class had 78 students that I taught, with 8 students moving to a behavior school. Our demographics, again, over the past 11 years, hasn't changed too much. I don't assume very many schools are different than what we are. We are right around the 50-50 ratio of boys to girls. This last year, we had 174 students. That's both 7th and 8th grade, so our building, um, with only a few 47 to 54, looks like, differences. So not too many. And again, I'm doing this presentation as I would to our staff, not so much a presentation to you guys. It's how I would give this information to our staff if I was leading the presentation. I would then go over the race, ethnicity. Um, to me, we have very, very few diverse students. We're at 91 in 2013 to 90 in 2017, and only above that of white students throughout 2013 through 17. You can tell that we had maybe one student in 14 and 15 that was African American, and out of the 147 students we have, maybe 4 or 5 throughout the years of being Hispanic. So very, very white ethnicity at our district. Economically disadvantaged. We were at 68.9 or 69% non-disadvantaged, with the 31% being disadvantaged. We can kind of look over at the 13 through 17 year, and again, more of the same. The state average is 48.3 disadvantaged, so we're, in my opinion, way under that. Staff qualifications. This is an easy one to present and a good one to present. Every teacher that teaches in Clearwater Middle School is not only licensed but highly qualified. We're 100%. Will that change? It looks to be that might change the next year or two. We're going through some staff turnover right now, and it's very hard to fill some of the spots for various reasons. Our high school, I know right now, still has 1 or 2 positions open, and they're looking to fill them with full-time subs. So again, that would not be licensed. But right now, we were very fortunate in the middle school to have 100%. Additional information. So if the staff wanted to go online and see any other information, such as the kindergarten readiness programs, graduation rates, board goals, testing results for other buildings outside of the middle school. We have a lot of staff members that have kids in elementary programs or maybe the high school, and if they want to go see the building results compared to other districts. The search engine is very informative. I was able to go on and look at different schools around us to see where we rank, and all this has been found on the website provided for them, and I'm guessing most everybody would do that. How are we doing business? Continuing education for the staff. Again, 100% was certified staff and highly qualified. And we do that by going to conferences and attending college classes. Conferences are set up to where you can go to any conference that is that you register for and approved by the building administrator as well as the district office. College classes, again, those goes towards all our accreditations. We send out parent surveys. Parent surveys that we got in the last few years is how we're going to use our board or our bond issued money. We created a bond. Parents got to have some say in it, and a lot of what the parents wanted was more technology in the classroom as well as a safer school. So that's kind of what the bond focused on, and it did pass. So we'll see those improvements actually next year. Student surveys. Student surveys were sent out of what they would like to see class-wise. Now, some of them were kind of crazy, like students would be, but a lot of them wanted, again, more technology, more hands-on activities, more learning. So we were implementing a robotics class. a computer drafting class. So we do take these surveys serious and we get a lot of information out of them. The community input, we polled the community, what did they like to see um, students come out of the high school with, what kind of degree, well, not so much a degree, they get a high school diploma, but what skills they possess. And again, the bond issue helped with some of those classes. Where are we now? The math scores in the middle school, this is where we're at. 16, 17, you can see that our levels did go down from 16 to 17 on level 1 and increased significantly in level 3. Not so much in level 4. What do those mean? That's what we talk about in our district meeting is we want to get the kids to the higher end 3 and 4 out of the 1 and 2. So a decrease in level 1 is what we want to see, and an increase in level 3 and 4 is what we expect to see. Using this data, we can talk amongst the math teachers to how we can improve this. We're around the state averages in level 1, level 2, level 3, and in level 4. We want to show that we are at the higher end of that, and how can we get there? We can do the same with ELA, just a different graph. We can go back between the numbers graph. Some of our staff will like to see just numbers, and some want to see the bar graph. I prefer this one, it being color coded. It helps me out. And you can see that our building level at the middle school, we are higher than the district in level 1 scores and level 2, level 3. So again, a good graph to use for our language arts teachers, and again, going back, trying to improve, getting into the 3s and the 4s. Science, I found this as our district, state district, and building. So I couldn't classify this one as a 7th grade and 8th grade. It was just a building one. But again, our building in science was lower than the state in level 1, higher in level 2s, about the same in level 3s, but way higher in level 4. So our science teachers are doing well. Maybe as math and language arts, we can kind of figure out what they're doing differently and gear our education towards that. To wrap it up, I would ask the staff, do you have any questions, and answer them with the data that was provided, or show them where they could get the data. What did we learn? That would be a question I ask the staff. What did we learn from this information given? Where can we improve? Where do we do good at? Challenges. I always like to challenge in a meeting, and the challenge I would have is knowing and seeing the data presented, how can we as a building improve scores and build community relations?